I would say you got to work and make a lot of money because the cost of living today is so high, it's crazy. Well, you want to buy a piece of property as soon as you can.
Real estate.
As soon as you can.
Okay.
Yeah, but that you're going to need to save and invest in order to have the capital. So the best investment that you can make is in yourself to raise your skills so that you can then make money. In the beginning, you have to make money.
Yes.
If you don't have money, you got to make money. I don't know how my kids are going to afford a home unless I help them. I don't know how it's even possible. You have to make at least $100,000 a year
Minimum.
just to like rent,
Yes.
to rent an apartment, like a
100%.
decent apartment in a decent area.
100%.
Just to rent.
100%.
Forget about buying. So get started as early as you can, working hard, making money, saving money, investing it.
This is something every single body need to understand. This is something that every single body need to come to the conclusion of. Listen, to make it in today's world, you need 100 plus, right? There's no ifs, ands, or but about it. You just heard this gentleman on the video. Listen, to make it in today's world, right? And if you're bringing children into this world, and you think that you're about to make it on a Family Dollar salary, you think that you're going to continue to push carts at Wally World, you thinking that you just about to be under the hood, be under the car, changing oil at Jiffy Lube, at AutoZone, wherever else, you got another thing coming, right? Unless you plan to be homeless, right? Unless you plan to be homeless, unless you plan to be hungry, you need to be preparing with your whole entire body and soul to make 100,000 plus. And I already said that if you have a family of 4, if you have a family of 3, $250,000, right? And at this point in time, listen, could you live, quite modestly with $40,000 overseas or, $50,000 overseas? Absolutely. But at this point in time, you want to prepare for the inevitable. As you just heard, right? He literally said that he doesn't even know how his kids will be able to afford a home, how his kids will be able to afford even to live outside of him helping them. Right. So he recognizes as a man, he recognizes as a father that he's going to have to step in and he's going to have to do his due diligence with all of his might to attain a certain level of wealth, to attain a certain amount of assets, to be able to pull his kids up so they can have a fighting chance, just a fighting chance. Right? He's not talking about just being, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. He's talking about just so his kids can have a final, like a standing chance against the ever rising of the cost of living. Right? Just so they can have a fighting chance. Many of you're approaching life thinking that you're just going to do the bare minimum. Bare minimum doesn't exist anymore. Okay? Bare minimum does not exist anymore. There's so many people that I'm just so confused by, because it's just like, what good is there just to just remain average, right? What good is there just to, sitting around waiting on the sun to come up, waiting on the sun to go down, thinking that everybody's going to do something for you? Now more than ever, you are on your own, right? Gen Z, if you're watching this, now more than ever, you're on your own, right? It costs an arm and a leg just to be involved in a higher level of knowledge, aka the collegiate system, aka the university, right? It takes an arm and a leg just for you to get a degree that may not even be worth a damn in today's economy and any other future economy. Right? It takes an arm and a leg just to go to university. It takes an arm and a leg to live. It takes an arm and a leg to be able to fill your refrigerator up with groceries. It takes an arm and a leg to do anything nowadays, right? But you still have so many people thinking that they're just going to remain average. You're not going to be able, listen, I'm going to reiterate this because y'all don't get it. You will live a very, very distasteful and unsatisfactory life, right? You will literally be living in hell if you think that you're going to be able to make it remaining average. It's not going to happen, right? So I don't think y'all understand what kind of times we're in. It's not going to happen, right? Either you're just going to be forced to the brinks of society and you're going to live like a caveman or a cavewoman, or life is going to light a fire up under your ass and you're going to get to the places that you need to be, right? Especially if you're bringing children into this world, right? If you're bringing children in this world or have children, right, in this world currently, and you're not going above and beyond to make sure that their future is secured, shame on you. You're a horrible father, right? Shame on you. You're a horrible mother, right? Completely horrid if you're not preparing for your kids' future, right? Once you bring kids into the world, let me tell you something, man. Once you bring kids into the world, you're not just living for yourself.
This video is sponsored by American Luxury Concierge. If you're planning a trip to the Dominican Republic, don't leave your experience up to chance. At American Luxury Concierge, we help American travelers experience the country with confidence. From airport pickups and private drivers to customized itineraries and concierge services built around you. Visit AmericanLuxuryConcierge.com to book your trip, and we'll see you here in Santo Domingo.
Right? You're not just living for yourself. You're not just thinking about yourself. Once you bring kids into the world, right? All that selfishness, that stuff's supposed to go out the door, right? All of that selfishness, all of that, well, me. No, it's no me, right? It's them, right? Now you gotta, mentally, you're supposed to be setting them up to be better than you. Right? You're supposed to be setting them up to give them a head start. And the adult generation, not the adult generation, but the older generation, are confused at how Gen Z ended up the way that they ended up, or, how younger millennials ended up the way that they ended up. Well, it's because y'all didn't give them a leg up, right? Y'all put the ladder down, y'all climbed up the ladder yourselves, right? At the tippity top when America was really great economically, right? But then y'all look down to your own kids, right? Y'all look down and pulled the ladder straight up, right? Didn't give your kids any leg up. You told them to go find you a ladder, right? Well, a ladder nowadays is $1 million. A ladder nowadays is $1 million. So you told even your own kids, hey, y'all go buy your own ladder. Right? We had to make our ladder from scratch. Well, this ain't the same thing, pops. This ain't the same game, abuelo. Right? This is not the same game, but in their mind, they think it's the same game. In their mind, they think that they're helping by telling you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Listen, it takes approximately $1 million, $1 mil. Right? And that's going to continue to rise as time goes on. It takes approximately $1 million to raise one kid. But then the politicians and everybody, they wondering why isn't anybody having any children? I don't understand. Why isn't anybody having any children, bro? Who's about? Listen, to some extent, Gen Z is smart. Right? To some extent, millennials are smart. Why bring a child that it costs $1 million to raise into a world where you're not even getting paid peanuts? You're barely getting paid peanuts. You're barely getting paid pennies. You can barely afford to wipe your own ass, let alone buy wipes and diapers, right? Formula, right? And wipe a baby's ass. You don't even have the money for your own self. You just ran out of tissue Tuesday, right? You looking at packs of tissue, like packs of tissue in America probably cost around what, $10, $15, $20 for a pack of 4 with the good brand, not the brand that's gonna give you scratches all on your butt, right? I'm talking about the good brand, the soft one, the Cottonelle, whatever the name is, with the bear commercial, I chew, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? That costs an arm and a leg, $15, $20 for a pack of 4, right? But they expect you to somehow bring children into the world that costs $1 million. $1 million just to bring up, just to raise up. But that's on average, right? That's not including if you want them to be the best, right? That's not including, right? If you want to put them in activities, you want to put them in tutorials. Maybe you want them to learn a second language, right? Maybe you want to send them to a private institution and not the public indoctrination camps, right? Maybe you want them to be above and beyond. That's going to cost you even more. right? So then it's going to come down to, well, do I want my kid to be a normal NPC, brainless, doom scrolling ass kid, or do I want my kid to be ruling over the NPC kids, right? You're going to have to make a choice, right? That $1 million is for an NPC kid, right? So you mean to tell me it takes $1 million just to raise an NPC? Oh, I think not. Right? I might as well not even bring a kid into the world at this point. Right? I might as well not bring a kid into the world if it costs $1 million just to raise an NPC. Right? It's going to cost you probably double or triple. Right? So we're talking about $2 to $5 to $10 million just to raise a above average kid. Right? So you have so many people who don't recognize or even understand economics of today. And to be quite honest with you, at this point, it doesn't even matter where you go in the world at this point, right? I would say the baseline, 100 stacks if you're single. If you're a single guy, single gal, right? 100 stacks baseline, USD, Euro, Canadian dollars, right? 100 bands baseline, right? And then you can take that 100 bands and go, overseas. You can go to the DR, you can go to the Philippines, Thailand, Kenya, Ghana, right? And then you can multiply. See, that's the name of the game now. See, that's the brand new economics today, right? The brand new economics, the today's game, even though people have been doing it for forever, right? People with money and connections, network, they've been doing this for forever. But the name of the game now is to make your money in a clearly a strong currency, and then take that money, right? Flip it or find some way, buy assets overseas, right? Find some way to have those assets produce income, particular or specifically in the same strong currency that you're getting from your 9 to 5, business or what have you, and continue to build on that and set up base in another country so you can continue to get that strong currency so you can continue to build on top of that. That is the name of the game. That is how people are quadrupling their wealth now, right? People are not waiting on the government. Right? Y'all waiting on the government to get right. Y'all waiting on the government to fix itself. Listen, the government ain't going to fix itself. It's going to take the people to do it. Right? If you want the government to fix itself, the people has to fix itself. Right? But you got so many NPCs walking around here. You got so many people who are mentally handicapped walking around here. You got people who are just, damn near retard. Can I say that word on YouTube? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Slow. Right? You got a bunch of people, including at work, who are dang near slow, who don't recognize anything that's going on. But they want to tell you, well, just go and buy a house. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. Go buy who? A house. We ain't heard of that. Gen Z don't know what a house is unless they're staying in their parents, unless they staying in their parents' house. They don't know what a house is. The average house is probably above $500,000 at this point. Right? Now, no, we're not talking about Toledo, Ohio. We're not talking about dang Tuscaloosa, Alabama. No, we're not talking about Jackson, Mississippi. Right? We're not talking about, clearly there's no jobs around or anything of any magnitude around for you to be able to sustain yourself in those environments. No, they don't exist. Right? For you for it to make sense to buy property in places like Mississippi, Ohio, like the booms, right? That's what we call it. The booms. To buy property in the booms, you're making money in, New York City. You're making money in Dallas. You're making money in San Fran, right? You're making money in Miami, and you're just choosing to, pick up a few properties in the booms, right? Make a little rental income, so on and so forth, right? That's the only way that makes sense. But any other day, it doesn't make sense. So that is the name of the game, right? Just as the gentleman said in the video, right? You're going to have to do whatever in your power to make money, and then invest, and then, continue to go from there. But the name of the game now is, basically geo arbitrage, right? To make money in a strong currency and to take that currency into another country and then quadruple and, stack that money and then continue to repeat the process, right? That's why you got these people who are getting second passport, people who are with money and with means, they're getting second passports, they're getting residencies, right? Not just in one place, in this place, in that place, wherever they can legally get it, they are getting it. That's why people are doing it, because you can't just be relying on one government anymore. The government told you, hey, we don't even care about you. We don't care nothing about what you got going on. So guess what? You got to practice the same thing. So you got to separate yourself from the government or multiple governmental entities and spread yourself across many places just so you can protect your income and make more income and find a way to protect that income as well. So listen, man, if you ever wondered how I'm able to do what I'm doing right now. If you ever wondered, is a country safe? What is the visa process? What is the residency process? Listen, there's an app for that. Your relocation app, horizonatlas.ai. If you want to know about residencies, if you want to know about visas, is a country safe? Do you want to know about the schools, the private schools, international schools, public schools in said country, right? It breaks it down by neighborhoods as well. You can discover any country in the world you're thinking about moving to. If you're thinking about relocation, or if you're just thinking about visiting the country, horizonatlas.ai is the app for you. The link will be in the description. And also, you can check out the afterpill.co, where everything is consolidated for you. If you want to book a coaching call with me to talk to me one-on-one, right? If you want to check out the Patreon, which has more knowledge like this, more wisdom. If you want to develop your own AI website, if you want to see what I'm doing on the back end, you want to see the businesses that I'm currently creating while overseas, you can check that out on the Patreon, right? And that's all I have for you guys today. Hit that link in the description. Check out the website. Check out horizonatlas.ai. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Welcome to the afterpill.co, your one-stop shop hub for everything that I offer. Whether you're here to book a one-on-one coaching call, join the Patreon community, explore Horizon Atlas, your relocation app, or access my latest content and resources, you'll find it all right here. Choose your path, take action, and start building the life you want.